and thank you for joining us here with Real Talk Radio. You may notice that somebody is missing, and that larger-than-life personality is Barry, but in his spot, I have my lovely co-host for today, and this is JP with 360 Blitz Marketing, and she's here to co-host and take us through this journey. Today, we have Andy Solis with eXp Realty.
Hi.
And then who do we have here today with us, JP? Who did you bring?
We've got a guest here, Trish Wood, owner of Iron Addiction Gym over in Roseville.
Yes.
Nice.
And Opie.
Oh, and Opie. So today we're here to talk about, the ins and outs of being an entrepreneur. As our audience knows, we support small business in our community, and I think that that's something that we can all connect with as small business owners, as real estate agents. We are all small business, and so we all face challenges. We many of the times have highlights in our careers, and so this is just a platform for us to talk about not only our business, but your business too, JP, because you're kind of like the network in the community and connecting with business owners and helping them promote their businesses and making sure that they're known in our community.
Being the face of your business, if you're a small business, is pretty crucial and critical. So here we are.
Yeah. So Trish, how long have you been a business owner?
13 years. Yeah. I started in Roseville on Vernon Street. Just a really small little studio, and then just every 5 years or so, kind of grew a little bit and a little bit more, and then now I'm taking the next step of doing a second location.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And where is that second location?
It's actually going to be in Citrus Heights.
Nice.
So, yeah, right next to Sun's Casino, and we're incorporating a tanning salon. I just purchased a tanning salon in the same area, too, so it's going to be, we're growing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Andy, your business, where are you primarily located, and where do you practice real estate?
All over Placer County, Sacramento, anywhere in Northern California.
Okay. Okay. I see you doing a whole lot in Lincoln. Can you kind of
Yeah.
share with me a little bit about what draws you to the Lincoln area?
The small town feel, small town charm, but still feels like it's forward thinking. I love Lincoln. It's where I live, and my office is in downtown, so it's a market I enjoy working in.
So do you have a brick and mortar office downtown?
We do. We're at 590 McBean Park. Visit us sometime.
I will.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, it's a cute office. It's one of the historic homes in downtown, so I'm happy to be there.
Let me ask you this as a fellow real estate agent. We're both EXP, and so for the audience that doesn't know about the EXP cloud base, a lot of it is done online, which gives newer agents the flexibility as far as budget to enter the real estate industry without having that overhead expense. Let me rewind a little bit. When you first started, did you have a brick and mortar, or did you start out more cloud-based?
So I did. I was working at one of the bigger companies, Coldwell Banker. Amazing place, but slowly looked at it, and the fees were a big part of our commission. And I started looking around, and I saw what EXP had to offer, and that's kind of how I came to be here. And I have a brick and mortar while not having to pay that massive overhead. So it really gives me the best of both worlds.
Do you find a difference in your business traffic having a brick and mortar versus cloud-based?
No, but it's, for me, it gives me a place to be amongst other agents that have expertise in the industry.
Yeah.
So having that kind of partnership, so to be able to still have that without having to pay absorbent amount of desk fees or whatever, it's really nice to be at EXP.
Yeah. Do you have a lot of traffic that comes into the office?
We do. We actually get quite a few people that come in just driving by.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have that foot traffic.
Yeah. So, Trish, you started your gym, your membership. Can you kind of walk us through what that looked like when you first started out?
Yeah. Well, actually, I started off renting space. So I would just started Iron Addiction as just a personal training company for myself. I had actually just been fired from my ex-husband's business.
Happens.
As a personal trainer, and it wasn't a good fit there. And actually ended up being a blessing because I ended up starting Iron Addiction and started personal training on the side, renting space from somebody, and then I realized, okay, I could maybe do this on my own. Started saving some money, stashing equipment here and there, and then just kind of started off in a little 1,500 square foot spot.
Okay.
And just doing personal training. And I didn't actually start the gym until about 8 years ago when I moved into a little bit bigger space.
So you're a woman-owned business. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And that's such a value to our community, and I think that it's an inspiration to all women-owned businesses. So when you transitioned from training
Mhm.
to opening a gym,
Yeah.
how did that look different from your day-to-day operations? And how
Yeah.
did you manage that transition?
I think the hardest part was just figuring out how to work, letting people in. Do I have to be there all the time? How much do I need to be there? What do I need for insurance? Like, it was a lot more involved in that part of it, and just kind of like the bookkeeping part of it. How, having to be there more often than I normally would. I can't just close up shop and leave.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the biggest part, was just figuring out how to make it all work with my schedule and my finances. So.
And what made you choose the area that you did choose?
I just have been in Roseville for, gosh, I think around 25 years or so. So it just seemed natural. I love the downtown area. I've always really liked, kind of like Lincoln, it's that really small kind of feel, small town feel. And people are nice,
Yeah.
And I like the older style buildings. I live down there. Just convenient. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the history and the culture, and it really has so much character, and there's just so much strong-knit community in all of Placer. Which brings me to you, Andy. You had talked about just some of your historical studies and interests within the community. Can you share with me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I love California Gold Rush, and Placer County is probably the best county to live in as a fan of that. So really, when we're driving around showing our clients property everywhere, I started looking at the historical landmarks. So then I slowly started just stopping and kind of investigating the different areas around the historical interest. Like, there was even one right up the street here, Danetown, or Daneville. It doesn't exist anymore, but it was there.
Yeah.
So those are just kind of the different things I investigated and cover.
So do you carry like a little microphone and then put it on top, and then as you're doing your tours, you...
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I do. You all have that footage. Yes.
And right here to the right, we have...
Yeah.
I mean, that really is fast-forward thinking. When
Yeah.
it comes it's a service that other entrepreneurs are most likely not providing.
Yeah.
But no, really, in all reality, that is such a really neat piece to bring to the table, and to be able to share that with, especially people relocating to the area, because they don't have that foundation and understanding. And even me, like, I've been here for 11 years or so. Time flies when you're having fun. And there's just so much to learn all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. JP, how long have you been in Placer?
6 years.
Yeah.
I love it, but now I'm breaking into biz in Sacramento, and that brings me to a question for you all, both you guys. You're already in the Sacramento and Placer County area, and you'll be breaking into the Sacramento area. You're in Placer County. So for you currently, like, what are some of the challenges with the differences in the two counties? Do you find that there's any challenges in particular between the two? And what do you think for you, Trish, would be some that you might be facing with the differences in Sac County?
I would say there are. In Placer County, we have to deal with fire insurance, and different aspects in the hills that you don't in Sacramento. Price points are different, but outside of that, they're both fantastic communities. Somebody that live in the city might not live in the country, so it's fun to be able to help both types of buyers and sellers. So.
Yeah.
I'd actually be interested to see what I looked at the demographics and that sort of thing when actually doing my business plan and figuring out, this new location. And I guess I'm right on the freeway, so I wasn't thinking I was going to have that much of a different demographic, except for more people like commuting. So I'll have more of the commuters versus like neighborhood type of people. So it'll be a little bit different that way.
Now, is your gym, is it a 24-hour?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you share a little bit about that model, and was it always 24-hour? And if not, what did that look like once you made the change?
So when I decided to open the gym, I decided it was going to be unmanned. So in doing that, I could make it 24 hours and I don't have to be there all the time. That was the original business model. And then I opened the supplement store, and then I had to be there all the time again. So it kind of like didn't really work out the way I thought, but it's okay. Yeah, the 24-hour model works pretty well. There are some insurance things you have to worry about as far as like people getting injured and making sure that they have the equipment necessary to call emergency services and that sort of thing. But otherwise, people are pretty chill. I mean, the people who are working out at 2 o'clock in the morning are nurses and doctors, and it's good. I mean, I haven't had any issues.
Yeah. So one of the things that I've noticed between Placer and Sacramento County is the tickets. I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, but every time I go to Sacramento, I feel like I get some kind of traffic violation. And here in Placer,
I'm like a little old lady driver. I don't have to worry about it. I drive a sports car and I'm a little old lady.
Me, I'm like, that yellow light is questionable. I think that I can make it.
I should be more like that.
Yeah, and in Sacramento, they're like, no, Rachel. questionable.
They'd be like, will you hurry up? Get through the light.
Well, I would love to hear the backstory before all of this for both of you. Like, how did you get it? Like, looking at you, I feel like some people could be intimidated, right? Like, tell us your story. Look at, tell us your, like, you are in shape, Trish. Like, you've obviously, like, this takes a lot of work,
Yeah.
right? A lot of dedication. So how long has it taken you? What is your story? And the same for you. Like, how did you get into your business and what you do?
Well, for me, it was actually my ex-husband. He actually is the one who started like personal training and kind of getting into it. And then after kind of seeing him, because I actually was a sales rep for a long time for a fabric company, and I have a degree in interior design. I do absolutely nothing with it except for decorate my house.
That sounds fun.
Right? Yeah. Basically, that's how I kind of started. Was he was doing it, and I thought, oh, that looks pretty fun. Maybe I want to learn. And then he kind of needed help with his little thing he had going on, and I just fell in love with it. I love working out. I love how I feel, and you know, I was really heavy for a lot of my adult life, right? So I was a size 14. I struggled a lot with just being healthy, and I didn't want to exercise. I was just lethargic. I felt like I didn't feel good.
Yeah.
So for me, getting into this lifestyle just was great for me. It was great for me emotionally. I kind of came out of my shell. I feel like a new person, and I feel like I get younger every year, which is cool. It's like going backwards.
I mean,
And it's well the same for you too. Like, how did you get into your business?
So for me, I was selling cars a long time ago, and it just real estate seemed like a natural fit to transition to a better career where I can be self-employed, not have to worry about it.
so you also have had I want to say fitness journey, but you've had a transition as far as health-wise as well, right?
Yeah, no, it was, 350 pounds for a long
Wow.
time. Yeah,
That's incredible.
no, thank you.
Really
Okay,
good.
and what did that process look like? At what point were you like, I don't feel good, I want to make a change? And what did that look like?
It actually was a self-image issue. So when we'd go door knocking, I feel like people were looking at me like, oh my God, look at this person.
Yeah.
But then I realized it was kind of in my head.
Yeah.
So I worked on that, and then instead of doing like crash dieting or quick fixes, I kind of made the corrections I needed to, and it took me about 7 months, and I was able to kind of get.
That's
Wow.
incredible. How
You got
much?
another job?
No, sure, why not?
You know,
Please.
and then you can have a
We're hiring,
real estate kiosk in there
Right?
too.
Yeah. Personal trainer and realtor.
Yes,
That's right.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty
That's a
good
really
fit.
good combo.
Yeah.
I'll take
I like
it.
it.
Same for me. I mean, my
Yeah.
journey is a wild one too. But yeah, I had to lose over 80 pounds at
Oh my
one
gosh.
point a lot
Yeah.
of years ago, and I am currently on a fitness journey with Trish here.
Nice.
She's
love
watching me.
that.
Oh my.
But yeah, that's. I guess all of those things are why I'm here today, and pretty neat.
Yeah. I'd like a fitness journey. I
I can help you with that. I know
I
somebody.
know a person.
You
Yeah, I know
person.
somebody.
Yeah.
I'm a new personal trainer.
And
That's
this
right.
one, yeah, he's my new personal
And then we
trainer.
could talk real estate too at the
Yeah.
same time.
There are some really fun statistics, I must say, when you shared of being fired or terminated from a job versus entrepreneurs not only having a sales background, but also being terminated usually multiple times, if not at least once. But a lot of the biggest creators out here are,
Yeah.
or entrepreneurs are somebody who just couldn't be put in a box.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Would you guys consider your personalities to be somebody that is maybe not the normal in the box type of thing?
Not normal is a good way to put
That's
it.
a good way to put it.
Um,
I'm really keeping myself right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
no, for sure.
You can find Trish dancing on the floor
Usually,
pretty
yeah.
regularly on the gym
She's
floor
my tribe.
for
Yeah.
no reason. Yeah.
But I mean, I think that really, that's a great point. For entrepreneurs, I feel like I can't sit still. I can't do the same 9 to 5. Sometimes I actually take different routes home just because I get tired of seeing the same thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it may be a little longer, but my mind is just curious. I like to explore, and I like to think
Always working, right?
of
Always on.
yeah. My husband's like, "What are you doing up at 3 a.m.?" And
That
I'm
was
like,
me this morning.
"Yeah." I'm like, "Well, I'm trying to come up with a marketing plan.
Yeah.
What's your problem? Go back
Yeah.
to sleep." But yeah, I feel like that's certainly something that all entrepreneurs have in common is they are looking outside the box, being creative. And it's unfortunate, I feel, that some of those, traditional business owners aren't able to take those gifts because they could probably do a lot with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when they hire me.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah,
JP 360 Blues.
yeah. So how's business going for you?
Business is good. It's I'm doing what I love to do and where I love doing it in Foster County, Sac area. So, I have the ability to work with people I love and really immerse myself inside of the businesses that I'm helping. So for me, it's a different type of marketing versus, you know, I really know exactly what the business owner is going through and what is happening from the day to day, which is not like your typical like marketing consultant. And so I'm having a great time. It's good. I have no complaints.
Yeah. The foundation of your business is that networking, right?
Networking is everything. I feel like, and this is probably really critical for you, like you were talking about your tribe and your vibe, like it is. It's really all about being open to things that maybe you didn't know were there, you know, for your business. Help that is there. There is help. There's so many different ways that you can connect with people, and business to business is huge. I feel like networking is how I've been able to discover all of these things that I wouldn't have been able to discover versus, like, say, social media.
So as we all know, like, making that first initial step is scary, right? Like making that first cold call or getting that first client.
Yes. Scared out of my mind.
And networking with that first, like, what was going through your mind, and like, what can you give us an example of what that looked like for you when you first started your journey of
Networking?
yeah, well, not only networking but putting your business out there.
I live putting my business.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been doing it my whole life. I grew up in a sales driven family, and I was doing this as a side hustle before it was branded as my business. And so I really thought I wanted to be in Trish's shoes, which was be a gym owner, and I realized I could be more beneficial, you know, helping them learn community connection and collaboration, and, you know, be successful that way. I could help more businesses. And I like to be everywhere, so it gave me that opportunity to kind of be in all the places, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and you really are everywhere. I think that you look at on social media, and I'm like, oh, there's JP. Oh, there's JP.
And so that is like, that's a funny thing to bring up, because I actually have a really difficult time with social media, and I don't enjoy it personally. And people find that like really shocking when they first see my presence on social media. They assume that I actually love it, that I'm passionate about it, and I'm not. So what is your personal views on social media and business? Has it been difficult for you all?
I honestly have
I
never
dug into
been-
one right now. Here we go.
So I'm not a big social media person, but I'm learning,
Yeah.
and she's helping me. But I'm getting more into it. I've never been one to really be able to brag, I guess, on myself and what I'm capable of doing, what my team's capable of doing. But I'm getting better at it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna toot my horn.
Well, and that confidence, right? I could say it's not easy. You're like at all the events, and you
Right. Yeah.
Before, you know, we had our meeting here, I do a little stalking. I like to look up like your business so that I understand and know what you're about and what you do. But from the outside looking in, I'm like, wow, you're great on camera. You're such a natural and so very comfortable. So I wouldn't imagine. Yeah. And Andy, I mean,
Right there, Trish, right there. I feel you, right there.
Andy, for you, like, your social media is why I reached out to you. A, because you're always active, and B, you're really funny. You're funny.
Appreciate it.
You know, I always get a kick out of some of the humor that you bring to the table. And so how did that social media journey start for you in your real estate business?
It's kind of with my health journey hand in hand. You know, it was forcing myself to be on camera because I hated it. And I still kind of don't care for it. Like, I don't really like to be on camera that much.
Yeah.
But we do it because it's our industry.
Yeah.
So I just started forcing myself to do it, and the more I did it, the easier it became. And I found ways to work around it. Yeah. And it kept me busy. So.
Did you guys start social media when you started your business, or was it something that you guys started after?
For real estate afterwards, I'd already been in the industry for a little bit, for a year, and then I started posting around that time. Yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely not. I was on like Facebook and MySpace. You know?
I remember having MySpace.
Okay, really? Yeah.
MySpace, I remember those.
I'm like dating myself right now. But no, I was never really into the social media.
Is there still a MySpace? Is MySpace
I have no idea. It's
I
probably
don't
got the same
know.
song that was playing, like Keep Bleeding or whatever I had on there.
Right?
Yeah.
That's so funny, MySpace.
We all just went back like,
Yeah.
I know, right?
You have your brick and mortar in Roseville. You have your nutritional brand.
Yeah, supplement store.
Okay.
Yeah, we carry a bunch of different lines in the supplement store. And one day, you know, I like to branch out and make my own line of supplements too. Because I have ingredients that I really like and want to see in different different items, and they're just not.
Yeah.
So, and I see what works for my clients and what I would want in there. So,
what are
yeah.
some things that like you'd like to see as far as what you provide to the community versus what's not already provided?
A lot of companies just put like more of everything, and just throw it all in there, and here you go. I mean, these guys come in, they're looking for what's the strongest thing you got, and I'm like, well, why? You know, what do you need it for?
Yeah.
And that's I think is the difference between like my store versus another store. You know, you're gonna come in and get knowledge, and I'm gonna find out like, why do you need that? What are you doing? What are your goals? Where are we going with this?
Yeah.
And try to get them a full realm of what's going on with their health and what their actual goals are versus, oh, here you go.
Yeah.
You know, just sell them what their trainer says to take or whatever.
Yeah.
Or TV or YouTube or whatever. Yeah.
Well, having a fully stocked supplement store inside of your gym, not only is that super convenient, but it's pretty rare. So I feel like that sets you apart.
Yeah.
You're not just selling one or two items, and then you have educated staff in there helping the members. So I think that's
for sure. And we write diet plans. I do a lot of diet plans. All my trainers do. We all write custom diet plans and workout plans, and we do online training. So it was a really easy transition for us because our clients need those things anyway, and they're coming to check in. So let's make it easy. And I was sending them to all these other stores to buy stuff. I'm like, why am I doing that when I can just sell it to them?
House it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes it
And who has time, right? Like everybody's so
busy. You don't want to go run down the street.
On.
Yeah.
So you're also you're going to be opening a wellness center.
Yeah, that's my vision. So it's kind of, something I want to do because, after you work out, you're just exhausted, your muscles are just torn apart, and you just need to recover.
Yeah.
So we were going to call it Iron Addiction Recovery, and then we thought, well, that's maybe not the best idea.
Yeah.
Her organic marketer was like,
a little bit, maybe, yeah. So we're rethinking that, and so we'll figure out a right name.
Scratch that. Different name.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll have a lot of interesting people coming to sign up.
But cold plunge, infrared. That's really where it's at right
it's
now.
actually gonna be full wellness.
A lot of the
aesthetics.
holistic treatments are really working for all sorts of things. So not just fitness, but a lot of just things that are happening. Even
depression.
with depression, social disorders. Hashimoto's, we were talking about it, Alzheimer's and dementia and things like that.
Oh,
so,
neat. So that's going to be that's going to expand your audience.
It is. That's the hope,
Yeah. What about red light therapy?
I want that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all going to be part of, wellness and just feeling better. It'd be great if I could bring in a massage therapist or a chiropractor every so often to do, treatments on people. I've got one chiropractor I'm talking to about doing adjustments while people work out, which is really neat. So that's a new thing that we're going to be hopefully being able to implement. We want to be different. I want to be like, the typical box gym. Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of businesses, it's kind of like you have other competitors in town who are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It's really thinking outside of the box, such as what service can you provide that others aren't, like tourism.
Right. Placer County tourism.
Yes. But I mean, just providing something that others aren't providing. And I think as real estate agents, that's extremely challenging because there's so many real estate agents in the market.
Yeah.
Like, I think everybody knows a real estate agent. But B, it's also a creative pool of people. And so you're trying to, come up with something that hasn't been done before, or how can you do things a little differently or provide something different that others aren't able to provide. And it can be extremely challenging.
I think that's where networking comes into play. I think that's a big part of it. I think oftentimes an owner can get so busy in their day-to-day that they're not focused on, growth. We get behind the scenes and we get behind the computer, and when we start opening the emails and all of the things, and before you know it, you're just behind your business.
Yeah.
And so you haven't been out there and you haven't dedicated time to really stay creative and get to know creatives and be creatives. And if you're not creative, it's okay to partner with someone who is, you know what I mean? So you don't ever have to be all the things too.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the pressure that a lot of times an owner will feel. I'm not all the things, so I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
When there's people who can help you, want to help you, and when you're a part of a small community and a small business, you'll find that help is really there.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of getting out there and getting, finding it.
So is that like what you would say, like staying top of mind?
But one of the things.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that are top of mind.
Yeah. And so how does, like, if you were to say, like, that networking and getting that out there, like, what is the value of staying top of mind when it comes to business and when people are seeking services? I mean, like, what does that bring to the table that's top of mind?
Oh, opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, a ton of opportunity you wouldn't know was there otherwise.
Yeah. Well, and, you know, as a real estate agent, one of the marketing tools that I've been using and working on is putting together a newsletter. And, you know, Let's Get Social Placer newsletter on a weekly basis. This newsletter of A, what's your restaurant of the week? B, what are some local events, but also with local market updates. And for me as an entrepreneur and real estate agent, the importance of that is that nobody really cares about real estate unless you're ready to buy.
Right.
And so how do you stay on top of mind and keep people engaged? And I think you talk about our community. And I think that each one of these people at this table is, you know, are people who care about community, give a lot to the community, and are community focused. Well, I want to thank you for joining me here today.
Yeah, thank you.
Before we wrap up, can you go ahead and give the audience just one more share on where your shop is located and how they can get in touch with you?
Yeah, we're at 699 Washington Boulevard in Roseville, downtown by the Placer Fairgrounds. And then we're also going to be at 6412 Tupelo Drive in Citrus Heights, right next to Stone's Casino. So that's where the two locations are. The Stone's Casino location, that one's going to be open December.
Okay.
Crossed that everything comes in. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
just waiting on equipment.
if everything is as
Yeah.
planned. And then how about
Bougie equipment, by the way, from like
It's
Italy.
bougie. Yeah.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. This is
So-
not equipment you're gonna find anywhere.
The upholstery is made by the Ferrari company.
Oh,
I would
wow.
like to say. But
Yeah.
No, it's bodybuilder equipment. It's fun. It's really easy to use. Everyone can use it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then no intimidation factor there. Yeah.
And how can they find you on social?
Instagram is going to be at Iron Addiction, and then it's at Iron Addiction Seps for the supplement store. So
And you deliver supplements.
we do
is different.
deliver, yes, to the local area, Roseville, Rockland, Sacramento, all local area. I think it's like a 30-mile radius is what we have, and we also do ship too. So.
Nice. And then Andy, how can the audience get a hold of you?
So you can find me on Instagram at my Placer County home. Again, this is Andy Solis with Culbertson & Gray, brokered by eXp Realty.
And where's your office?
590 McBean Park Drive. Visit me.
Yeah. And
Any
then
fun events coming up?
Yeah, my
Fine
daughter's
area.
13th birthday on Sunday.
Yeah.
Last night we
good
attended.
times in your
I
household.
know, right?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. And last night we attended the grand opening at Omakase and 12 Bridges. So it was an amazing event.
Oh,
Check
that's-
them out.
Yeah,
She's
that sounds
amazing.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how can they get a hold of you?
You can find me on Instagram, JP 360 Blitz Marketing, and there's a little link on there to come and shoot me a message.
All right. And as always, I can be reached at norcalsbest.com, or you can check out my Instagram page at Let's Get Social Plaster. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, and please eat something.
Ooh. Watch
All
me.
right.
I know.
It's a test.
And I want
It's a
you to
test.
do now.
No. Yeah, no. When do I start?
Yeah.
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 I'm like, I can have some.